This meeting is being recorded.
Shabbat Shalom. It's so nice to be together this evening. It's so nice to see all your faces on the Zoom screen. It is my pleasure to be joined tonight by Leah Karnow, our rabbinic intern and vocalist. We are both in our homes and sharing our living rooms with all of you. We're moving from the holiday of Purim from last night's silly, joyous holiday of Purim into the rest, into the recharge of Shabbat today. And we'll begin by bringing that energy, that peaceful, hopefully peaceful energy, that calm in by lighting our candles. And I invite you, if you have not lit your candles already, or if you'd like to light with us, to grab your candles, and Leah will recite the blessing for us.
Thank you, Rabbi Stein. I think we need to change the mute setting. Here we go. We'll do the blessing together. Hopefully we've had time to light and let some of the light fill our homes and our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
We'll sing together Shalom Aleichem. We welcome the angels of Shabbat into our home, creating again that atmosphere, the atmosphere that we're desiring this Shabbat day, evening.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon,
Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. This is one of my favorite psalms that we say. May Adonai bless us with strength, the strength we need to really be able to be at peace, to be whole, to be complete. That is an act of real strength, of real courage. Adonai
are moving into in our Kabbalat Shabbat service. And for me, part of the joy of Shabbat, as you might have gathered, is singing. Here I am as your rabbinic intern and vocalist, and singing often new music. So we're going to sing a tune that's new to Temple Sinai. We'll begin as a nigun. We'll sing it a few times so that we can learn it, and then we'll go into the words Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, lezamer l'shimcha elyon. A psalm for Shabbat. It is good to praise God, to sing praises to God's name. So one of the ways that we praise God together is by singing. So join me again. We're going to start with some Yedidais and then get to some words. Mizmor Shir again. Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid b'boker chastecha ve'emunatcha b'leilot. Alei asor
Thank you for teaching us that nigun, that melody. I know for me, that's one of the melodies that really makes me want to pour my heart and soul out on Shabbat, and really gets me into the spirit. So thank you. I want to continue with the Shabbat poem. We've instituted this new practice that I really love of bringing, our psalms that we sing during Kabbalat Shabbat are one form of poetry, and a form that we put melodies to. But it's also beautiful to include sort of written poetry, often from contemporary poets. And so I want to share that. I've been thinking a lot. Purim marks the 1 year mark of the last time we gathered in person as a community. So on the Jewish calendar, the day after Purim actually was when the governor shut things down. So as I've been approaching Purim, I've kind of had this pit in my stomach a little bit of recognizing 1 year of COVID. And I've been thinking a lot about that. So I wanted to share a poem that actually someone wrote about COVID and Shabbat a little less than a year ago, maybe 10 or 11 months ago. But it gets to a lot of my feelings as I'm thinking about the way we have been practicing Judaism and having services together and gathering over the last year. So I want to share this with you. It's called A Poem for Shabbat COVID-19 by Eva Robbins. I come here tonight, weary, bereft, filled with fear, from a week of terrifying unknowns ever so near. A hidden yet overwhelming enemy abides throughout this nation and the world, literally on every side. I search for peace and look to you, the source, the palace, a time to renew. The light of the candles brings an inner glow, so my soul can rest and continue to know that wholeness awaits when you stop and refresh, creating rituals with others that call us to bless. We all receive the gift of an extra soul, neshama yetera, an enveloping great whole. Kabbalah teaches so above and so below, the male and female come to know. Together they must be in unity, so the divine will be fulfilled in universal harmony. Lecha dodi, beloved, come to each one who is here, so Shabbat Shalom can bring grace ever so dear. So I invite us as we move into this Lecha dodi, as we prepare ourselves really to welcome in Shabbat, to bring in the spirit of this poem, the renewal, the palace, the light of the candles, bringing that inner glow.
Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. 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 Shalom v'zachor v'dibur echad, yishmianu el meyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, kihi v'kol v'rachel merosh mikadem mesucha. Sof ma'aseh v'machshavat chila. Lecha Shabbat nekabela.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Time to take a deep breath, take in all that music, and recognize the sounds of Shabbat, the spirit of Shabbat with you. Breathe in the air of Shabbat. Hold that space. Let yourself forget about all the tasks you have to do, all the things from the week, and just be present in this moment, welcoming Shabbat into your home. We'll take a moment now to introduce ourselves to each other, to welcome one another. I'm going to put you in breakout rooms, and we'll have a few minutes to, again, introduce yourselves to someone new, say hello to old friends, and we'll take a few minutes in breakout rooms. So you're just going to click join breakout room. Alan and Judith, do you guys want to be in a breakout room? Yeah. Do you guys want to be in a breakout room?
Yes, we do.
Let me see if I can get you in one.
You are telling us to join room 7.
Oh, so click join.
Oh,
There you go. Oh, is it working? Great. Those rooms.
Diane Ripstein. You were amazing, amazing, amazing. I am in awe of your talent, so just wanted to tell you that.
Welcome back, everyone. It's true. We're all still celebrating the bringing back of the bubbies from Purim. I love that. Thank you, Diane, and to all the bubbies. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had the opportunity to say hello to an old friend, meet some new folks. We're gonna move into the evening service, the Ma'arif service, and we're gonna begin actually with a prayer called Ahavat Olam, a prayer talking about love. And I have shared this before, but I think it's so important that our Shema prayer, one of the most foundational Jewish prayers, Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel, the Adonai is one. Adonai, our God, is one. Is surrounded by these two paragraphs talking about love. This idea that the Jewish people can be a people. We are all unified. Everything is interconnected and unified through love, not through anything else, but through an act of loving and proclaiming that love.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu, u'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu. Me'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. We move into the Shema together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Move into the Hashki, Veno prayer, the prayer praying for peace at a historically dangerous time, the time of night, the time of sleeping. We ask God's blessing, we ask God for peace, we ask God to sustain us, to protect us.
And we'll use words that don't appear on the screen, but they're in English, so I think you'll catch on. They're actually in the Mishkan Tefillah, our Siddur that we use at Temple Sinai. Praying also for love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Do that again with me. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu leShalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu leShalom. What's wonderful about this piece is that you can sing either the English or the Hebrew. So if you're feeling brave, you can sing the other part. That's not the part that I'm going to be singing. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu leShalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu leShalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Oh, let peace and friendship
sanctify Shabbat. We recognize the opportunity for rest, for renewal that Shabbat brings, and we make that holy in our week.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם מריד עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים את הארץ וביום השביעי שבת לנפש ביום השביעי שבת לנפש ביום השביעי שבת לנפש וביום השביעי שבת לנפש.
We're moving now into our standing prayer, Amidah prayer. I invite you to rise in your places if you are able. We talk about the Amidah. The Amidah talks about as God remembers the acts of loving kindness. God is a zocher chasdei avot, a remember of the acts of loving kindness of our ancestors. And as again, I mentioned sort of the anniversary of or the marking of 1 year of this pandemic. And often sort of anniversaries give us the opportunity to reflect. And I've been thinking a lot, there's so much pain that has come with this year. And also there are so many acts of kindness, of loving kindness that have happened, that people who never thought they were givers of chesed, doers of chesed, did things to support others, support people they didn't even know, from our frontline workers to our neighbors and everything. And I think it's amazing to think about this idea, to pray about God remembering these specific acts, each and every one, no matter how minor it seems, whether it's someone holding the door open with their elbow, or someone delivering a meal to someone who's ill, or driving someone to the hospital, or anything. God remembers each of those acts of loving kindness. So I invite you, as we go into the Amidah, as we offer our own prayer, to think about what are the acts of chesed in our own lives that we do, but also that help sustain us.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid teilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh hakol, Ve'zocher chasdei avot ve'imot, Umevii gula livnei bneihem, L'ma'an shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshiach magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezra et Sarah.
We invite you into a moment of personal prayer or reflection.
LaYehudim hayta ora, ve'simcha ve'sason ve'ikar. LaYehudim hayta ora, ve'simcha ve'sason ve'ikar. Ken tielanu, tielanu, tielanu. Ken tielanu, tielanu, tielanu. LaYehudim hayta ora, ve'simcha ve'sason ve'ikar. LaYehudim hayta ora, ve'simcha ve'sason ve'ikar.
We'll offer now our prayers for healing. There are many individuals in our lives who are in need of healing, healing of the body, healing of the soul, healing of the mind. And we offer our prayer, for those individuals to heal, for a complete recovery, a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery, a speedy healing. We also offer our prayers for the healing of society, sort of a broken society, one that's saddled with pandemic, with violence, with discrimination. And we offer our prayers. We offer the words of Debbie Friedman to think about, again, those in our lives, those individuals in our lives who are in need of healing, and the communities and our society as a whole that's in need of healing. And in our own community tonight, we offer our prayers for these individuals. Karen Matheny, Robin Barinholtz, A.B. Haupt, June Zeiner, Jim Zeiner, Jody Kleiman, Gilbert Kleiman, Ronnie Meckler, Allison Santucci, Meredith Fine, Luann Luce, Ben Slavitt, Evelyn Opat, Samantha Kramer, Ann Fenton, Nancy Benak, Marjorie Hamanoff, Yon David Ben Ezer Vechaya, Michael Ben Bluma Vishmuel, Shoshana Bat Moshe Ubella, Shoshana Bat Chana Umeir, Pinchas Ben Miriam, Davida Emanuela Bat Yechezkel Ephraim, Ephraim Ben Malka Rachel, Hanan Ashre Ben Moshe Umiriam, Yaira Bat Sarah, Chaya Sheva Bat Bela, Leora Maya Bat Devora Leah Umedad Dani, Shmuel Ben Lieb, and please name others in the chat that you are asking for a healing for this evening. And again, we'll sing the words of Debbie for you.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
For all those named aloud, named in the chat, or said in our hearts, we offer them a refuah shlema, a complete healing. So this week's Torah portion is Titzaveh. It means, and you command. We are just finishing the holiday of Purim, a holiday meant to bring out joy and fun. And yet, like many of us, I can't help but think about Purim with a bittersweet taste in my mouth. Recognizing that Purim was the last time we gathered in person as a community before this pandemic drastically changed our lives. On the Jewish calendar, we are marking an entire year of COVID. I had the great fortune yesterday to learn with an old teacher of mine and was introduced with a poem that I've actually been sitting with since then. So I'm going to share it on the screen. Oh, give me a second. We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Some of you may be familiar with this poem. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh my God, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. Let that sink in for a second. Our masks protect us and they hide us. We walk through the world as if we are all okay, showing our smiles and hiding our tears and our pain. As we embark on a year of pandemic, a year of isolation, grief and mourning, of anxiety and fear, and a year of growth, a year of resilience and creativity, and a year of meeting challenges and forging new paths forward, I can't help but think about the role masks play in our lives. The way they have protected us and separated us, brought us together and divided us. Queen Esther showed us that wearing a mask can be helpful, but is also deeply painful, as Mr. Dunbar so vividly notes. In the Purim story, Esther was able to get the courage to reveal her identity, to lower her mask. We use masks, perhaps literal ones, but also metaphorical ones, to hide who we are, to put on a facade. I tend to view these masks as negative, as something that hinders our ability to be our true selves. But perhaps they are more than that. Perhaps this year has shown us that masks can actually offer something else. Perhaps they can help us come closer to God, to the divine, to who we might want to be. And as I read this week's Torah portion, Titzaveh, I could not help but be reminded of my most recent TV show obsession, The Crown, which seemed to confirm my thinking on masks. The show explores the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and the British monarchy. The thing that has stood out to me the most are the masks that the royal family constantly wears. A few people challenge this, but for the most part, the royal family accepts this as their reality. They cannot be seen as real people by their fellow country people. Rather, just as the crown, the image of a perfect and totally unrealistic family, individuals that have no challenges, that know how to do everything, that always make the right choices, that look exquisite. You get the point. They are not allowed to make mistakes, to engage in real life, to have real human needs, to love and to marry the people they want to. So too in this week's Parsha with the priests. Titzaveh talks all about the garments to be made for the priests, Aaron and his sons, and the ways of separating them out from the Israelite community through laws around purity that they were not able to engage with. God commands Moses, saying, "You shall make sacred clothing for your brother Aaron, for dignity, kavod, and beauty, tiferet." And then the text goes on to describe in depth everything that is to be made. The description makes it seem like these are the fanciest materials the Israelites have access to, and that when the priests are dressed, they are really decked out. I pictured Queen Elizabeth and the royal family. But I was struck, and I want to focus on the use of the two words kavod and tiferet, dignity and beauty, in the description. According to some commentators, extravagant clothing was the way to show this honor and beauty, both towards the high priest and towards God. When Aaron was in these garments, he was performing the role of priest and trying to get close to God. However, I want to challenge this reasoning. According to the book of Leviticus, the role of the priest is to be holy, to come closer to God by being holy, not necessarily by being extravagant or different, but holy. What does it mean to be holy? According to Rabbi Yitz Greenberg, holiness is arrived at when one lives their life in its fullest dimensions. when one experiences the physical and the spiritual in interaction with each other. Greenberg continues, when I meet another person and interact casually, even if I treat them honestly and respectfully, I am living properly. But when I deepen the exchange into a relationship, into caring and loving the other, then I get to know them in depth as an image of God. I experience them not as just another person, but as a wondrous creature that is of infinite value, equal and unique. This is a moment of holy encounter. According to Rabbi Greenberg, one important way of living holy is through our interactions with others, and not just our everyday interactions, but the deep ones, the ones that require us to remove our masks, to be vulnerable, to show a little bit of ourselves. Rabbi Greenberg argues that this is actually the role of the priests and the task that they are commanded with. Perhaps the fancy clothing gives them the confidence to continuously complete this hard task. In this case, these masks serve a purpose, one that helps us live a holy life and come closer to God. Perhaps a year ago, I would not have been able to believe this reasoning. However, in the last year, we have seen how wearing masks, despite the frustration and inconvenience of them, is truly a holy act. It is an act that has the potential to save lives. It is an act that shows others that you care, you see them, their life matters. This Shabbat, I invite you to think about what are the masks you are wearing that are hiding who you are, who you want to be. Perhaps we can lower some of those masks, but also to lift up the masks that show kavod and tiferet, dignity and beauty, the ones that allow each one of us to live our fullest lives and to create this holy community we want to be a part of. And soon we will be able to gather together in our smiles, in our laughter, and in our tears. Shabbat Shalom. So we'll move into the Aleinu prayer, the prayer really thinking about what is this future that we want to envision. What is this future together that we want to envision? I invite you to rise if you are able.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גנולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. על כן נקווה לך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מהרה בתפארת עוזך, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Rabbi Stein, you're on mute still.
You'd think after a year I would learn to unmute, but sometimes I still forget. But we turn now to the Mourner's Kaddish. We remember those in our lives who've passed away this week on the Jewish calendar, or those who have passed away recently. And I just want to note that this week we marked 500,000, 500,000 deaths due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And that sounds like a big number, but I want to remind us all, each of those individuals have a name, have an identity, have loved ones that are all affected. We're all affected by this deadly pandemic. And this week in the Temple Sinai community, we observed the yortzites of these individuals: Bertram Alcon, Samuel Blau, Jennings Braun, Martin Brown, Arthur Elliott, Evelyn Laurie Fisher, Norman Friedman, Esther Garber, Marvin Gold, Elaine Graziel, Jacob Green, Bernard M. Kahn, Saul L. Kaplan, Rachel Lilly Lehrer, Jeanne Lipsitz, Geraldine McCarthy, Gary L. Myers, Mark Moore, Abraham Meyerov, Carl Newman, Naomi Toback Paulson, Aaron Rabinowitz, Henry Richmond, Dora Rubin, Ann Silverman Scheingold, Lance Stelzer, Bertha Elfman Walk, and Pesha Yasno Gorodskaya. And we also recall those who passed away in the past 30 days. We remember Carl Newman, the father of Temple Sinai member Peter Newman, and Peter and Hildy, we offer you our condolences. We remember Amy Seltzer Perlman, cousin of Stephen Seltzer, and Evelyn Seltzer, the aunt of Stephen Seltzer. And to Stephen and his family, we also offer you our condolences. Please name others in the chat for whom you're remembering this evening. And we'll recite the mourner's Kaddish together. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Again, may all those who are said aloud, who are named in the chat, or who are named in our hearts, may their memories all be a blessing. So now I want to call up Temple Sinai President Charlie Homer for some announcements. There's lots going on at Temple Sinai right now.
Yes, there is indeed. Shabbat Shalom to all. Thank you, Rabbi Stein, for enlightening us and making us appreciate our masks in yet a different way. I also just note that one of the yard sites today was for my grandfather, Aaron Rabinowitz, and it is a kind thing to remember him. Some 50 years ago, he passed away, and it was he who escaped Russia in the late 19th century to avoid being drafted into the Tsar's army. And for that, of course, I and my family are most grateful. We do have many events. Allow me to announce them. First, of course, after this, we have the Oneg, and I am sure that the link is already put into the chat, and if it isn't, it is on the Temple Sinai website. Tomorrow morning, we have Torah study. Tomorrow morning, well, Rabbi Vogel will be leading it. It'll be run differently than usual. We have 3 members, Doug Bittman, Sharon Hesney, and Janet Richmond will all be providing about 10 minutes worth of each of their own interpretations of different sections of this week's portion. So I invite you all to join us. On Sunday, you have another opportunity to feast on Humantaschen. Now, you should have already put in your reservations, but I bet, kind of like vaccines, if you show up, there might be a few extra. And there will certainly also be coffee, which is readily available. There are a number of sessions on Sunday. There's an adult learning session focused on poems from the prayer book and exploration. It's the second session. That's at 9:30 in the morning, and Jenny Barber will be leading that. I also want to draw your attention to next Friday night. Next Friday night is the Refugee and Immigration Shabbat. Well, for many of us, we can celebrate that the Muslim ban is no longer and that children are no longer being ripped from their parents' arms as they were quite recently. But nonetheless, our country has a great deal to go in terms of welcoming refugees and immigrants, and we have a lot of work to do. So invite you all to join us for what will be a stimulating and enlightening session next Friday evening. And again, next Saturday morning is our Temple Sinai annual Kohan lecture. Rabbi Sameth will be focusing on the name, a history of the dual-gendered Hebrew name for God. And again, I think that'll be a tremendously enlightening session. That'll be next Saturday morning following or in the midst of a Shabbat service. So with that, Shabbat Shalom and thank you.
Great. Thank you, Charlie. Yes, it's going to be a very eventful and important Shabbat next week. So we hope you'll join us. And I'll just add one more event. On Monday evening, we have a program, the second part of a two-part series on affordable housing. But you are able, it's on Zoom. You'll see the information, I believe, in the Sinai update. And you don't have to have been at the first one to join the second one. It's really informative on affordable housing. So we'll turn now to the priestly blessing. We could all use some more blessing in our lives. And we want to remind ourselves that we're part of this one large community. So Leah will lead us in the priestly blessing. I'm actually going to keep us on the main screen. I invite us to raise our hands like the priest. And it's interesting if you want to think about this idea of sort of holding the Zoom screen next to you, holding those in the screen next to you, again, as one part of one community.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ve'asem lecha shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ve'asem lecha shalom. Ve'asem lecha shalom.
May God bless you and protect you. May God shine light upon you and be good to you. May God look upon you with favor and bless you with shalom. We'll turn now to the Kiddush, blessing over the wine, sanctifying the day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah b'anu v'shabbat kodsha be'ahava u'vratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zecher letziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim. We turn now to the Hamotzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Go to the Oneg.
Shabbat Shalom, and we'll end as we always do with a little singing. Yai radam mai dai, yadam mai dai. Yai radam mai dai, yadam mai dai. Yadam mai dai, yam mai dai. Yadai, yam mai dai. Yai yam mai dam, madam mai dai. Yadai dai dai dai. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Leah. Nice to see everyone. Shabbat shalom.